Casey Stoner hits the front and goes up on the inside of Dani Pedrosa. Stoner hits the front.
Casey Stoner wins the Dutch TT. Casey Stoner seemingly just waiting his time.
On board now with Casey Stoner. Is this the time we come through? And he's through, flat out in 6th gear. He's finally decided to make his move. Stoner finally hits the front.
Casey Stoner has taken full advantage here at Assen and wins the TT.
Marquez is in from the lead. Marquez in.
Here they come. They will jump from one bike to the other. They will change from wet weather tyre to slick. Marquez hops from one to the other. Marquez leads the pits.
Look, the Honda is off. That is Marc Marquez has overshot then on the outlap on slick tyres.
Andrea Dovizioso now leads the way. Here is Rossi Oyama. Here is Marc Marquez in 3rd place. Marquez tries to ride around the outside of him. Quite a risky manoeuvre, especially he's on those slick tyres. Seems to feel it. Now we ride with him. He's going to go up the inside. He's gone up the inside. Marc Marquez takes the lead from Andrea Dovizioso. 8 out of 8. He wins here in Assen.
Marquez leads into turn 1. You can't catch your breath. Here comes Maverick. Oh wow, they're side by side. Not around the outside, surely not. No, there's no room there. No.
He's made a massive move.
And so is Marquez. They both have. And Dovizioso and Rossi go through. Dovizioso and Rossi together.
Marquez around the outside of the pair of them. He now leads. Where did that come from?
What a race this has been. Marc Marquez wins an absolute stunner here in Assen.
Bagnaia is really getting the hammer down here. That was the perfect lap to ride on board with the Italian because he found a 1:32.654, his best lap of the Grand Prix so far. Our Dutch TT winner in 2022 is Pecco Bagnaia. Red Bull KTM hopes resting firmly on the broad shoulders of Binder, who's coming under big pressure here from Bagnaia. Is Bagnaia going for it? He is. Bagnaia then has taken the lead. In 2023, it's Pecco Bagnaia who takes the victory. Pecco Bagnaia loves Assen. Assen loves Pecco Bagnaia. Bagnaia has nailed the start on the factory Ducati, just where he wanted to be.
Well, this would have been exactly the script that Pecco Bagnaia would have written heading into this Grand Prix. A 1:32.670, fastest lap of the race so far.
Another exhibition here in Assen. It's more Dutch delight, it's more Dutch dominance for Pecco Bagnaia as he wins the Dutch TT in 2024.
Valentino Rossi leads the World Championship after winning the Dutch TT here at Assen. Rossi cannot be closer. Rossi's going to make his move up the inside. Rossi leads the race for the first time. Skipping out, tries to fight back. Half a lap to go, absolutely side by side, but Valentino Rossi leads here at Assen. Giovinazzi fights back, tries to take him round the outside. Rossi pushes him wide.
Giovinazzi couldn't even get close to him. He's not going to get close to him here either. Rossi takes victory in the Dutch TT at Assen. Valentino Rossi has got past the Sette Giovinazzi there in the chicane, and Valentino Rossi is now chasing the race leader Marco Melandri. Here comes Rossi on the inside of Melandri. Will he hold his line? He will, of course. Here they come through the chicane for the final time. Valentino Rossi wins the Dutch TT for the 2nd successive year.
Rossi goes through on Loris Capirossi.
Valentino Rossi has just nipped up the inside of his teammate Colin Edwards. Yes, he has. Rossi on the charge.
And there we've seen Rossi go through on Christian Mueller.
Rossi lines him up, and Rossi's gone through. Valentino Rossi now up into 3rd place.
Valentino Rossi has got past Hopkins. Valentino Rossi goes through on Casey Stoner. Rossi's made the manoeuvre.
Rossi in front, 3 laps to go. He's made the move. Valentino Rossi is back in business. Valentino Rossi wins the Dutch TT here in Assen. Here comes Casey Stoner. Oh, Casey Stoner goes past Dani Pedrosa. Valentino Rossi also goes through.
Coming down into turn 1. It's Stoner who runs it wide, and Rossi goes through the open door.
Valentino Rossi, the 30-year-old Italian, wins his 100th Grand Prix victory here at Assen. Here comes Rossi up the inside of Stefan Bradl, and Rossi moves into third place. Rossi thinks about coming up the inside of Marquez. He doesn't think about it at Harbock. He's gone through. Look at the fans. They love him throughout the world.
Here comes Rossi now out of the ramp. So Pedrosi's going to try and run it wide. But Rossi is going to go through and he's going to take the lead.
His 106th Grand Prix victory. He hasn't won a Grand Prix for over 2.5 years. He's half a lap away for getting back on the top step of the podium. The crowd are on their feet. Italy has stopped for 1 minute. Valentino Rossi wins here in Assen. He's back in business. Rossi in pole position, and we are underway.
It was a great start from pole position by Valentino Rossi, just what the Italian wanted. And later Spargo got away pretty well too. Look at Pol Espargaro on the inside, but it's Rossi that leads the way from Pol Espargaro. It's all about this battle at the front between number 46, Valentino Rossi, and Marc Marquez.
Here comes Marquez. Marquez up the inside. Marc Marquez leads for the first time. Can he make it stick? Here comes Rossi
up the inside. Valentino Rossi has gone up the inside of Marc Marquez to take the lead back. Marquez responds immediately. This is up at turn 11. Rossi still holds the lead. The crowd going wild here in Assen. There'll be a lunge for Marquez. He's up the inside of Rossi. Oh, Rossi just holds firm. Rossi's through the gravel. Rossi's going to win the race. Valentino Rossi wins the Dutch TT.
What a ride by Valentino Rossi.
Rossi's through on Marquez. That's down the first corner. So Rossi then makes his move towards the front. Rossi up to second.
38 years old and still loving every minute of it. Let's have a look. Here they come into turn 1 on the brakes.
Rossi's going for it.
Rossi's in the lead. Rossi at turn 1. He did it on the previous lap.
Oh, there's a touch there. Zarco on the inside through turn number 4. Definite contact between Zarco and Rossi.
Right, side by side, and he has got through. Danilo Petrucci now leads away. Rossi in second place.
Is Rossi going to lunge up the inside? You bet he is. You can see that one coming from a mile away. Rossi then takes the lead back at the Timmer chicane. We've got 3 laps to go here in Assen. It's Rossi from Petrucci.
His 115th Grand Prix victory. Valentino Rossi wins here in Assen.
20 years and 313 days since his first win.